Guys, so I've gotten a bunch of questions and messages and comments about sort of beginner questions, and by beginner questions I mean like what sort of base is a good, like what's a good base, what's a good primer, what's good brushes, like inexpensive like things to start off with basically. So I do like write back to everyone who asks me those questions, but I decided to just make a video of it, that way whenever someone asks me I could just direct them to this video. So yeah, this is just going to be your basic sort of more inexpensive products where you can get sort of at a drugstore or maybe from e.l.f. And yeah, so I'm just basically going to go ahead and get starting off with the brushes. So the brushes that I love, absolutely love from e.l.f., which I've gotten when I was a beginner, and I've still like am attached to these, so I just can't let go. So the first one that I would highly recommend for a beginner is the e.l.f. Eyeshadow brush, which looks like this. It's not pink, mine's is sort of like stained that way, but yeah, it looks like this, and this is $1. This is really good for shading and all that good stuff. So the next one that I wanted to show you guys is the e.l.f. blending brush. So this one is also $1 from the Essentials line, and it's very helpful, and it'll help you blend out very nicely. So you will also need a blush brush in your kit, and a blush brush, and you will also need a foundation brush. So if you buy this e.l.f. stipple brush, which is $3 from the Studio line, you can use it as both. I actually use it for the most part as a blush brush because I don't like my blush to be way too bright. So when I use this as a blush brush, I would use it like any other blush brush. It just comes off softer. And then again, you can use this also as a foundation brush. I would just pump like a little bit of foundation onto my wrist or onto my hand, and then I spread it out with my finger, and I'll go in with the brush and I'll just stipple it on like that. So yeah, that's really good, and it's $3, so that works as basically 2-in-1. And then if you need a powder brush, which is really good also and very inexpensive, is the $3 complexion brush from e.l.f., which is also from the Studio line. Looks very nice, super soft. Alright, and then if you really want to get a blush brush, wow, my cat is going crazy. So if you really want to get a blush brush, you can also get the blush brush from the Studio line, which looks like that. And then if you want to get a foundation brush, like an actual foundation brush, a good foundation brush to get would be from the EcoTools. I wouldn't recommend the foundation brush from e.l.f. because the Essentials one, at least, I'm not sure if they have one from the Studio line, but I'm not a huge fan of this one. I mean, some people really like synthetic, but I really don't like this. It's just too blah for me. So yeah, this is a EcoTools foundation brush, and I actually bought this in Ulta, and I purchased this, I believe it was like $8.99, which is a really good price for a foundation brush, and it works amazing. I've actually done like people's makeup with this, and they're like, oh, it's so soft on my face. Yes, it is super soft. And then another thing that you can also get for brushes and still keep it inexpensive is the EcoTools like brush set. This is the 5 brush set. I actually bought this at Rite Aid, so you can get it at drugstores. I'm sure you can get it like Kmart, Walmart, places like that. And it actually is a 5-piece brush set, but I'm missing one. I don't know where the heck it went. But yeah, it comes with like a big shader brush, an angle brush, a blending brush, sort of a more little crease, like sort of a little crease brush, and then it also comes with a invisible small eyeshadow brush. No, but yeah, no, it really does come with that. And then you also get a mirror, which is a pretty awesome thing. So yeah, and then you have your little travel kit, so it's pretty good. Alright, so moving on to eyeshadow. So if you guys are looking for eyeshadow and you don't want to be buying, you don't want to buy like single shadows constantly, a really good option would be a palette. Now the reason why I recommend palettes is because I love palettes, and if you guys were to see, I have like tons of palettes. I love palettes. I still buy single shadows, but I love palettes because if you have to go somewhere, you can just take your palette and that's it really. So the one that I would really recommend is the 88 matte palette. You can get this from Coastal Scents. You can get it from eBay. I've gotten mine from eBay because it was cheaper. It did take a little longer, but it is cheaper. So I got this from eBay, and the good thing about this is if you're not into brights only, or you're into sort of natural colors or neutral colors, but you want to experiment with a little more bright and colorful colors, you can also do that, because you have your neutrals, you have a little more neutrals over here, but then again you have some bright colors, and these are not shimmer. These are not shimmer, which is also a really good thing because it won't take you over the top. So that's a really good option, and it's very inexpensive. I actually bought that. It was probably like $3 plus shipping and handling from eBay, which is exactly the same thing from Coastal Scents. They buy it from the same distributor, they just put a different logo on it. So and then for foundations, one that I would highly recommend, I'm not huge on foundation, but one that I would highly recommend is the Revlon Color Stay. Everyone is different with foundation, so this is something that you might have to sort of experiment with. So the Color Stay from Revlon is really good, and it's good from normal to dry skin. So if you have oily skin, you might have to look around for something else. Another one, this one I believe it's around 10 to 12. I bought it from a discount store, which is why I'm not exactly sure. So another really good foundation would be the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. So while you're there getting those brushes, you can also go in and get this. I think they're having like a 50% off sale right now. So it would be really, really good to sort of buy a couple things there while you're at it. No, I'm not sponsored. No, I'm not affiliated. I'm just saying. So yeah, this is a really good foundation, really good for beginner. They have a couple shades, so you can pick like one or two, which would be good because, you know, you can make sure you get the right one. So a good eyeliner, I would say, is the Wet n Wild H2O proof eyeliner. It's in black, and it literally is H2O proof. Like, you really need a good eye makeup remover to take this off. And another good makeup remover would be the Wet n Wild eye makeup remover, which is only $3.99. That's the one I started off using, and it's amazing. Then I would also recommend, if you're looking for a loose powder, is the HD high definition e.l.f. clear powder, which is a really good thing if you're not exactly sure about your shade. A concealer if you're not exactly sure about your shade, which would be the sort of little palette from e.l.f., which is the complete coverage concealer. I got mine in medium. I'm speeding up because my time is running out on my camera. So the Falsies mascara, an awesome thing to have in your kit, especially if you don't do falsies. A good primer, of course, you guys know, is the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and also, I thought I put it in there, also the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer, which is only $1, and it's really, really good. Good lipsticks, I would say Rimmel, Wet n Wild, NYC are pretty good to start off with. They're not bad. These sort of matte ones from Wet n Wild are good. A good bronzer is the Hard Candy Bronzer. Really, really good. It sort of reminds me of the MSF, except a little less pigmented. Gel liner would be the Wet n Wild gel liner, which is only like $2.99 or $3.99. It comes with a brush also. The NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk, I actually depotted mine, but this one is really, really good too. Like, very good as a base to make your eye colors, your colors stand out. Black liner you can always use. And yeah, tweezers, of course. And that is pretty much it. So I hope that this was useful for you guys, and if you guys have any comments, any questions, down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, it's right up here.